Hey everybody, welcome back to another LEGO mock building video. I've recently been watching some Star Wars shows and... wait, actually let me fix that. There we go. I've been watching a lot of these Star Wars shows recently, like Season 3 of The Mandalorian, which was... well, I didn't love it. I also have been watching the Ahsoka show, and as I'm recording this right now, there are 4 episodes out, and I think I like it. I like parts of it. I mostly just like these two. But one aspect of these new Disney Star Wars shows that interests me, and I want to see more of, is this idea that there are remnants of the Empire that exist, and Imperial warlords that are trying to revive the Empire. I think that concept is pretty cool, and inspired me to build something like that. I had saved this concept art picture years ago, and I felt like it would make for a cool Imperial base, so I modified it a bit in my first sketch. This sketch was from a year ago, so I wanted to redo it. There we go, that's a bit better. The mock will have a sci-fi looking door on the front, where stormtroopers can run out of. There will be 2 angled parts on the side of it. The left side will be longer, and the right side will have some black windows. I want a big laser cannon up top for the Empire to defend their base, and all along the base will be dark bluish gray rockwork. Before I start building, I always like to clean up my workspace. I start the build process by using these 16 by 16 plates to map out the size of my build. They also create a very stable base, so when I have to pick up the mock and move it when it's done, it won't break. Once I have the rough plate outline, I begin connecting them all with some regular 2x4 bricks. I had this idea for one of my angled walls using a couple newish pieces from this Back to the Future DeLorean set. I pretty much just wanted to copy the technique that was used in the set. I didn't feel like buying more of these pieces, so I just borrowed them for now from this set. Don't worry, I will return them once I take this mock apart. I then started adding more bricks of different sizes to start filling in some gaps and building up the front of the base. I decided to use the snot technique for the area in front of the door. The base will mostly be light bluish gray, but I decided to use some sand blue and medium blue colors to break up some of the gray and add a little pop of color. Now that the front snot area is done, I decided to move on to some of the surrounding walls. For these walls, I used a bunch of bricks with studs on the side. I then added some tiles onto those. For the front door of the base, I used some angled tiles and wedge plates to create this cool octangular shape. I then just kept building up the right side of the build using various sizes of bricks, tiles, and snot bricks. I was concentrating really hard on what I wanted to put here. Next it was time to finish the angled side. I started adding large panel pieces to build up the back of it, and then some regular bricks onto those. The angled part is just built using various bricks and panel pieces. The panels fit nicely into those special bricks from the Back to the Future set. I also then added some greebling detail. I then added this little control box. I like to think this is how they get the front door open. I used a lot of cheese slopes, modified bricks, and bracket pieces to create these two angled doors. I also then added some grill pieces to the ground. Next, I placed more light bluish gray, sand blue, and medium blue tiles. I also finished building up the wall on the right. Next, before I began building up the interior and the back side of the mock, I wanted to add some lights in the floor. I used some Light My Bricks lights. They are very good quality and easy to use. These ones are very bright, so I'm putting trans red bricks and tiles over them to give off a red glow. I then lock those pieces in with some gray fence pieces. I added some printed control pieces on the back of the doors, some weapons and helmets for the soldiers to grab before they leave the base, and some crates and generators. Now that the first floor of the base interior is done, it is time for me to work on the top floor. I start with the angled wall. I used these slopes with the grill because they fit flush with each other to create these hexagonal shapes. I then used the same technique I used for the sliding door with cheese slopes, modified bricks, and brackets to create this angle that panels fit over. This next part was really fun, and I really got to use my imagination. I built up a little kitchen, medic area, and control room. I added lots of fun little details. I also added a lot more lights. Now that the interior is done, it is time for me to go back out front and finish up the rock work. I start by adding modified bricks with studs on the side all around the base so I can build off of them. I then added plates onto those. Next, I began adding more bricks and plates to sculpt the general shape of the rockwork before I added slopes. I used a lot of different sizes of slopes, rounded slopes, and tiles for the rockwork. Now that the rockwork is done, it is time to build up the laser cannon. I built 3 different versions of the cannon before finally deciding on this one. It was built in 4 parts and they all kinda just stack onto each other. I think the design fits well with the rest of the base. Next, I felt like the base was a little too gray and flat, so I wanted to add a little more texture to it. I decided on adding some little bits of white snow. I'd hate to be the worker that is responsible for shoveling all that off. Lastly, I added some more small details like crates, boxes, and of course minifigures. I like to create a little story with my minifigure placement. Here we have a group of rebels trying to blow up the base using their thermal detonators. Now that the mock is done, I just carefully move it into my light box and take pictures. Then I edit those pictures in Photoshop.